Greetings to you, lovely students. It's another lovely session in our class today. Today's class, I'll be taking the topic Solutions to the Problems of Agricultural Development in Nigeria. Recall in the previous class, I taught you the topic Problems Facing Agricultural Development in Nigeria. And in that class, some of you were able to even bring up some suggestions of the problems facing agricultural development in Nigeria. Some of you also said insecurity is one of those problems, which I quite agree with you. So in today's topic, I'll be taking you the solutions to some of these problems. For every problem in agricultural development in Nigeria, there is solutions to it. It's just for the farmers and the government to to make use of this solution so that agriculture can be well developed in Nigeria. Agriculture in Nigeria used to be one of the best in Africa, okay, with Nigeria being the leading food producer in Africa as at in the 60s and in the 80s. That is why some part of the country is even nicknamed the food basket of Nigeria. Like Makurdi used to be, Benue State used to be a point where food production is very high. And even in the north, in those days, Kaduna State, Kano State used to be leaders in agricultural production in Nigeria. Now, some of the solutions to these problems, we are going to be looking at solutions to basic amenities problems, solutions to finance problems, solutions to pest and disease. Now, basic amenities for the problems facing agriculture as a result of basic amenities, stable electricity should be well provided, because without electricity, the farmer will not be able to carry out some processing on his farm and even some storage. After harvesting, the farmer cannot, if the farmer cannot process his harvested crops, the crops usually go to waste. So when there's electricity, some of these crops are being converted or stored for future use. Then also quality education. When there is quality education, the farmer's children can be able to go to school, and then the farmer will even be happy that the government is interested in the education of his children, and then he will be encouraged to produce more. Then there's also problem of potable drinking water. When there's potable drinking water, the farmer will not grow sick, and then if the farmer is healthy, he will be able to have strength to do farming day after day. Okay, so the farmer should have access to clean drinking water. And also healthcare, the farmer should have access to good healthcare, so that when the farmer is sick, he will be able to have access to medical professionals who will be able to take care of him. And even if when the farmer's children or the wife is sick, they can be able to have access to good health care. Then we have the weather forecast stations as a means of solving climatic problems. When the weather forecast station, like the meteorological stations, are able to forecast the weather for like a month's time or maybe a week's time, then the farmer will know when to plant and when not to plant, so that his plant will not go to waste. Then there's also the ability to predict if there will be drought, that is lack of rainfall, or if there will be excess rainfall. Because if there's excess rainfall, the farmer will have to delay his planting to another time or to another month. So if there are meteorological stations that can be able to forecast the weather condition of a particular place even in the next 1 month, if the farmer have access to this information, he will be able to control when he or she will plant his crops. Then there's also irrigation as a means of solving climatic conditions. when there is lack of rainfall, even though there is lack of rainfall, if there is irrigation, the farmer wouldn't really mind if there is no rainfall. So the farmer will just switch to artificial means of supplying water to his plant. Then there's also problem of solutions to the problem of finance. The farmer should be given grants, and he should also be given loans that are referred to as soft loans, such that if he is to pay back, he will not be finding it difficult to pay back these loans. Because at the end of the day, when a farmer plants his crop, he believes that he should be able to have money from it, and if the money is getting from it is not much, you will find it difficult to pay back the loan and also pay back the interest on such loans. So the government should bring up loans that are referred to as soft loans that doesn't have a high interest, or the banks will also bring up loans that would not require too much collateral. So we have solutions to pest and disease. The farmer should be taught, should be educated on how to apply pesticides and also insecticides and also other kind of herbicides as a means of preventing or protecting crops from diseases and pests. When there is pest on the farm or disease on the farm, it will reduce harvest. And so if the pest and disease the crops can be protected from pest and disease, there will be more harvest for the farmer. Then there's also protection of disease, animal disease. As you can see in the picture here, we have vaccination of birds. So if the farmers have access to quality birds, as it is here, well vaccinated, then they will not be discouraged to go into animal farming. And also the farmers can also be educated on how to take care of their animals, because agriculture is not only limited to crops. You also have animal agriculture. Then there's also pest and disease control, which has to do with fumigation of the environment of where the farmer is living, and also where he is doing his farming business. Then there's also transportation of produce. The roads should be well constructed in order to prevent delay of crops arriving in the market, because when there is delay of crops arriving in the market, it will cause the crops to become destroyed while on transit. So if the roads are good and if the roads are safe, the farmer will find it very easy to move from the farming community to the urban community, where he can be able to easily sell off his farm produce. And the government should also try as much as possible to make the repairs of road, and also make sure there are roads that can easily link rural areas to urban areas, and not just only footpath or just spoilt road linking rural areas to urban areas. Then we also have storage and processing facilities. Now, the storage and processing facilities is much more connected to electricity, because if there is electricity in the village, the farmer will be able to procure processing facilities so that his crops does not go to waste. And some farmers don't even have money to buy sophisticated storage facilities like a silo. Silos are very expensive to build. Some silos could cost up to ₦1,000,000, ₦2,000,000. Some farmers don't even have up to that. So if the government can come to their aid by erecting good processing facility and a good storage facility for the farmer, even in the rural area, then the farmer will know that when he is producing, he has structures in his farming community that can help him store this produce. And also we have the solutions to farm tools and farm inputs. Government and also some private organizations can also help farmers procure some machines for the farmers in their farming community. Some group of farmers can come together and procure these machines so that when there is a need to cover a large area of farmland for their farming activity, they would not be doing that with their physical strength, but instead they'll be using machines to do that. Then there's also marketing system. There should be establishment of marketing boards in each local government where the farming community is located. Okay, if there are marketing boards, then the farmer after harvesting would not really stress himself to market his produce. The farmer just takes his farm produce to the marketing board in the local government area, and then the government in from there will collect the produce and help the farmer to sell off this harvested farm produce. I have attached quizzes and assignment to this week's module. I urge you to do your quiz properly, and also do your assignment properly. Thanks for watching. Bye.